Oh, hi. Okay. I'm almost ready here.
There's no one there.
That's okay. We need to get going. They'll join, and then this will be
Hello,
posted,
Michael.
and then they can join us. We both need a shower.
Hello, Kara. Hello,
That's the
Safe.
truth. We should be burning a candle in here.
Hello, Abe. Army 63B. On, Evans, you got your microphone?
No, I'm not the engineer.
What do I look like? ED?
You are the
I look like
engineer.
Engineer Don.
Yay.
Hello, Tiffany. Hello, Stronger and Wiser. Hello, Christy Kincaid Norris. Sin is now with man.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
After sending us an email in 2017 saying she would never be with man and what should she do, and we gave her advice, and now she is with man. Sam I am.
See, the way you said that implied that maybe she was with man, like she would never. You mean she was afraid she would never find love?
Yes. Yeah. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Andrea. Lisa. All our podcast members filing in.
All right.
All right. Give me a little sound check.
Check 1 2. Check. Check.
Testes 1 2. Testes 1 2. Emerson Biggins, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Emerson Biggins, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Emerson Biggins.
We all heard you. Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. I'm Kelly Raspberry Evans, affectionately referred to as Wilma Flintstone, in this getup with my hair pulled up and my animal print frock. But I'm your co-host, and this is my husband, Alan Evans.
Hello, Malin. Hey, Trey, in the house.
Yes, we are here, and we are so happy to be here. And thank you for joining us for another episode of the podcast.
You are very, very Wilma Flintstone.
I am.
Or, as I like to refer to you sometimes, you're very Bonnaroo.
Yeah, I don't know. I've decided to embrace that as a compliment. I don't know that you mean it as one.
Isn't Bonnaroo like a music festival?
Bonnaroo, to me, implies unclean.
No, you're very granola.
Granola and unclean. You know, you're out at a music festival where there's not a lot of bathing facilities.
Why does granola have to be unclean?
I'm just saying, with Bonnaroo,
Why do you got to lump everybody in like that?
I lump people who go to music festivals.
I like music festivals.
I personally am not a huge fan, but typically you're overheated, you're very sweaty and smelly.
True.
And in a natural state. And when you call me Bonnaroo, I've tried to flip it that you love a natural woman. But let's be honest, I could use a shower and a shave maybe fix my hair every once in a while, but it is what it is.
As I could too as well, because I just came in from walking the canine units around the neighborhood.
You got the fresh walk funk.
Oh, yeah, that, and let's see, I did yard work, jumped in the pool, did some home improvement, walked the dogs, all without a shower.
Yeah.
Jumped in the pool, though.
That was good. Hey, that counts as a bath to a lot of people during the summer.
Kind of a white trash shower.
Well, it's better than I've had
Not
today.
that there's anything wrong with that.
Better than I've had today. But we did, still working from home. My boss, I think, is going to. I think he's going to break the news to us that he wants us to stay home a little longer.
We don't want anybody getting this, this virus. Amen.
Right.
Can you stay home another? Do you think Alan will be okay? Well, nothing.
You know what?
He doesn't have any say in the matter. How about another 4 weeks?
At this rate, I might be here till 2021. It's just, it is what it is. I've been a bit emotional this week. Things that have been making me weep. On the radio, I don't know. I'm very emotional.
Are you?
Yes. Well, you obviously have not been listening.
I haven't. And that's one thing. I was walking around the neighborhood.
The Kate Craddock morning show.
Nationally syndicated. With the 2 K9 units, I was thinking, gosh, maybe on the podcast tonight, Kelly can just give me a quick 30,000-foot view in the corporate world. That means high level. View on what you've been talking about on the Kid Craddock Morning Show.
Well, this week it's been a lot, and I talk to Alan sometimes at the end of the day, and he looks at me like I have no idea what you're talking about. And you know what? I don't know that you are unusual in that respect because, part of my job is to keep up with celebrity gossip and things like that so we can talk about it. So when I bring up anything celebrity related lately, Alan looks at me like, why do I care?
What do I?
No, you do.
Do I have dumb guy face? Or
dumb guy face, dumb guy voice, and you're just a little bit ticked off.
Ticked off? Why am I ticked off?
Because I'm talking.
No.
I'm kidding.
Not
so anyway,
ticked off, just confused
or grumpy. Well, your confused comes across as grumpy sometimes. So anyway, the big news this week.
I don't know everything Kanye is doing in his everyday life.
Exactly.
I have no idea.
That's been the story, and I'm like, do you just not keep up with news at all? So Kanye West decided, a couple of years ago, he talked about running for president in 2020. And here we are, and it's 2020, and wow, he decided to go through with it. So he went to South Carolina. Shout out my people in South Carolina. North Charleston, actually. I should call my cousin Suzanne and see if she went to Kanye's rally, although I highly doubt she was there. But at the rally on Sunday of this past week, Kanye, in case you missed the news, as my husband did, just started, talking about a lot of things he's never spoken about publicly before. And I think the main thing people talked about was when he became pro-life. Now he's not going to tell a woman you don't have the right to choose, but he is pro-life. He also is not pro-death penalty because he's pro-life. But what happened was when he was dating Kim Kardashian, several years ago, when they were just dating, she called him crying one day because she found out she was pregnant. And he said she had the morning after pills in her hand at the time. Now he could have, exaggerating for effect. I don't know, but this is what he said. He said she had the morning after pills in her hand. So she was considering aborting the baby because this was an unplanned pregnancy. And at first he said, he was also on board with terminating the pregnancy. But then he talked about how his own father had wanted to have him aborted, but his mother, Donda, said, no, I'm having this baby, which is why he's here. And he said that it was Kim who actually was the one who said, I'm having this baby. And he said, now Kim's probably going to be really mad at me for talking about this, and she may even divorce me over it. But I'm at peace with that because she is the reason North is here. And that's the day he became pro-life. That was the whole scenario there. So the next day, Monday, he leaves South Carolina, which things did not go well because he also started making some statements about Harriet Tubman, about how, I don't have the quote in front of me, but basically he said she didn't do such a great job freeing the slaves because basically she just took them from one set of owners and put them with another set of owners. Okay, that's the nutshell. I didn't say it correctly, but basically she wasn't that big of a deal to Kanye. So he goes back to Wyoming, which is his sanctuary, and he goes on a Twitter rant. And he's talking about how Kris Jenner is a horrible person, can't be around the children, that on God, he would never, and Kim would never allow their children to be in Playboy like Kris did. She's the one who took him up there.
Yeah.
And how on God, that he knows that Kim and he would never sell their child's sex rape. And some people are thinking that was a typo. I was like, I don't think that was a typo. I think Kanye meant she was selling a violent act. So anyway, it was just really ugly. And he claimed that Kim was on the way to Wyoming to put him on a 5150 psychiatric hold and told them to stay away. Then all of it deleted for the most part. And by the way, his new album. Well, his new album's not out yet. He said, oh, and by the way, my album's
5150.
Oh, and by the way, he said my album's coming out on Friday. The next morning, Dave Chappelle, very concerned about Kanye, jumps on his private plane or charters one. I don't know if he owns it or not. Flies to Wyoming to check on Kanye because Kanye is in a crisis and obviously in the middle of a manic or bipolar episode. I'm not his doctor. This is what we're all assuming. And so Kanye posts the video of that saying, Dave Chappelle is a blessing, a true friend, a godsend. And then he posts the video. Did you see of him trying to get Dave Chappelle to tell a joke?
No.
You want me to continue telling you what's going on?
You can. Yeah,
this is really fascinating stuff,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
Yes.
So for the next like minute and a half, he's like, tell us a joke. Come on, we need something to make us laugh, Dave. And this world, come on, make us laugh. Now, I don't know if you're a comedian, but if somebody puts you on the spot in any scenario and tells you to tell a joke, what happens? Your brain just goes, can't think of anything.
Happens to me every podcast.
So anyway, it gets really awkward. Dave's like, man, I haven't had coffee yet. It's early. He's like, come on, man, tell a joke. Kanye's not going to let him off the hook. And finally, Kanye says something about how, come on, give us an uplifting joke. And Dave says, I don't write jokes like that. Everybody laughs. And Kanye said, well, there you go. There's your joke. Let him off the hook finally. So everything's kind of calm. And then Kanye comes back with another series of rants about how he's wanted to divorce Kim for the past 2 years because she went to a prison reform conference with Meek Mill, and that he has no problems with Meek, that Kim was the dog in that situation, that he referred to Kris Jenner as Kris Jong-un, like Kim Jong-un, Kris Jong-un. And again, with the 5150 psychiatric hold, it's just really just tragic. And then Kim finally had to come out today and say, look, obviously he's in the middle of an episode and people are, reaching out to her. Why can't you do something? Why can't you do something? She said, I can't. He's a grown man. And until Kanye says, I want help, there's nothing we can do. But I guess she could go to court like Britney's family did and got a judge to say this person is about to harm themselves. But I guess they can't really prove that. He's just mad and tweeting like crazy.
If he's done things to, they can prove he's done things to harm himself or the children, they could.
But it doesn't seem that that's the case. It seems like he's just rambling.
Like that?
It doesn't seem to be the case. He's by himself in Wyoming. The family, the children are not with him. Some friends are hanging around. But so that's where it stands as of right now. He could be tweeting right now while we're recording this podcast. I don't know. It usually happens late in the day. I was following it in real time the other night when Alan, came to kiss me goodnight, because I try to go to bed a little bit earlier lately. Mm-hmm. But it's just sad, and he did an interview not too long ago with David Letterman, and he talked about how he was only diagnosed as bipolar about 3 years ago when he was hospitalized. Mm-hmm. And it was really a tragic situation at that point. But he says when you're in the throes of it, you're very paranoid. You think everybody's out to get you. And that seems to be exactly what's happening now.
Yeah. So seriously, what happened? Did he stop taking medication?
We assume that he stopped taking his medications. And Kim, I'm telling you, she is an example of what a supportive wife should be.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
She always has his back. Even while saying, look, everybody, please respect him in this time. This man is a genius. And she's like, I don't always agree with him, but he's brilliant. He's an artist. He's had some of the most fantastic dreams come to fruition because of his great creative mind. So even while she's, trying to have his back and be as delicate as possible, he called her a white supremacist. I mean, he's just off the rails. And she's like, can you imagine loving someone who's going through the throes of a bipolar manic episode? It's really tragic. And I think the majority of comments I've seen online, I don't know if we're becoming a bit kinder and gentler toward people who struggle with mental illness. There have been people making fun, but I've seen a lot of people actually genuinely concerned.
Yeah. Well, I guess, I have been keeping up with it from a distance. I mean, it's not like I had no idea what was going on, but I don't think it's something to make fun of.
No.
I mean, he's obviously he's in the public eye. He's a public figure, so everyone's gonna have an opinion about it. But the guy is obviously having some mental problems.
Serious.
I mean, it's obvious he's having some mental problems.
And a lot of us can say, well, I've been depressed. I've been, and there's all different levels of mental illness. But, this kind of irrational behavior that we don't understand. Halsey also addressed it, the singer Halsey, and she said, she's also bipolar. And she said, you can rationalize it if you're a person that doesn't struggle with this. It doesn't make sense to you, but it's not supposed to. Mental illness doesn't make sense. But in that person's mind, in that moment, it's all very real. So
Yeah,
anyway,
you can't put yourself in the head of somebody who has mental illness.
right.
You can't say, oh yeah, I kind of understand what he's going through.
I've been sad.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
So we're really, when I went to bed the other night, I was scared to check Twitter the next morning, but then it seemed like Kanye had calmed down, and I don't know where it stands right now, but hopefully by the end of the week. And he does have new music coming out Friday, along with a movie to go with it, he said. And it's, his mother, Donda, that's who the album's named after. So we'll see. Hopefully he'll get through this, and that his marriage will survive it.
I heard he picked Jay-Z as his running mate.
He was saying he would like Jay-Z to be his running mate, but I don't know that he and Jay-Z talk as much as they used to.
That's quite a ticket.
Yeah. So anyway, there's that. That's one thing that's going on. And another big news, Alan's actually the one that came in and broke it to me this morning about the vaccine.
Yeah, supposedly there's going to be who do you believe?
Well, obviously it's coming eventually.
What do you believe?
Well, let's tell you
by the end of the year.
Yeah, we'll tell you the latest right after I tell you about this wonderful product I've discovered. I saw the commercials on TV, probably like you have, and I am 100% sold. I have certain things I have to tell you because they are like, Kelly, we know you love the product, but please stick to the script a little bit. But let me go off script and tell you about Freshly.
Freshly?
Alan, how much have I gone on and on about Freshly?
Won't stop.
I'm telling you.
Kind of like tonight.
Here we go again. I know. I commandeered that conversation.
Keep going.
I'm the only one that knew.
Plow through
You
it.
can talk about the vaccines.
Keep going.
Well, let me tell you about Freshly. Okay, so Alan and I have been very open about my failure in the kitchen. We're trying to eat more at home. It's a healthier thing to do. Not only, for your body, eat healthier in the kitchen, and you're staying home. So we're trying this Freshly meal delivery service.
Mm-hmm.
The different thing about Freshly is it's not frozen. It's delivered cold. It's refrigerated, but it's not frozen.
Well, then it'd be called Frozenly. It's not. It's Freshly.
It's Freshly. There is a huge difference I found because I've had prepackaged frozen meals delivered before. No comparison. These meals, pop them in the microwave about 3 minutes. That's it. This, and they even say on the box, the chef recommends plating it. I ain't even plating it. I just want to eat it as fast as I can. I'm telling you, this is the best meal delivery service I've ever put in my mouth. My mouth is watering right now thinking about the buffalo chicken. I told Alan, I said, I don't know if I was just hungry at the time or it was that damn good, but I'm telling you, this was so good. The chicken was so juicy and they had whipped cauliflower potatoes with it. I was like, I don't want this to end. I don't want this to end. It's that good. I'm not overselling it or anything. It's that good because Freshly understands food needs to be delicious. It needs to be healthy. It needs to be simple because Kelly Raspberry is a failure in the kitchen. But, it's not easy. I'm not going to do it. And if it doesn't taste good, I don't want it. With Freshly, avoid the grocery store. Enjoy fully prepared dinners, delivered fresh, not frozen, right to your door. So you put your feet up and relax. Freshly chefs and nutritionists do all the hard work. All you do, heat it for 3 minutes. Seriously, dinner's done. Imagine better for you, golden oven fried chicken, creamy springtime risotto, fall apart tender beef brisket. You can you can make the menu according to what you are looking for in your life. I said, let's go a little low carb with my deliveries. That's why I had the whipped cauliflower potatoes. Absolutely incredible. Just a few of the 30 plus health conscious options to choose from with Freshly.
Join almost 1.5 million satisfied customers and skip the shopping, prepping, cooking, and cleaning. Freshly is offering our listeners $40 off for their first 2 orders at freshly.com/lovin. That's freshly.com/lovin.
You'll love it. Get the buffalo chicken with
the
whipped cauliflower potatoes. So good. All right, honey, you're the one that broke the story to me about the vaccine.
You should have seen Kelly eating Freshly up at the bar the other night. She was,
y'all.
You were posted up like a fat man at a Hot Wings convention.
Don't refer to your wife with that analogy.
Oh, you were posted up like a
woman really enjoying her dinner. Yeah. That would be a nicer way to say that. All right, I'm telling you. Try it. All right. So you came in with the breaking news this morning about the
I don't
vaccine.
have a lot of it. I don't have a big download on that.
So you just came to me and said, "Here's the morsel."
Well, I saw. We're very excited to Pfizer. It's a beautiful company, a big, beautiful company, terrific company. Is going to have 500 million doses by the end of the year. Cost to the American citizen, zero.
Yeah. So that's basically the big news that
To fight the China virus. China.
They've put these. They've put it on the fast track, right, to get these vaccines, and apparently they've got 4, but 2 that they're really focusing on right now. They've paid Pfizer and some other company almost $2 billion.
Maybe we should have bought some farm stuff.
It's too late now. It's like buying Tesla now. It's just too late. The stock keeps going up, but it's like, too rich for my blood. Anyway.
How come we couldn't have been like Forrest Gump? He bought all that Apple before.
What were we thinking?
Yeah.
So anyway, they said that after, they're still doing the human trials. Are you going to be the one? I mean, are you that brave? Are you that much of a global citizen that you're willing to let them stick something in your arm just to test it and see if that's the vaccine that's going to work? There are people that are doing that right now. I don't think Kelly Raspberry would do it.
Somebody had to be the first polio vaccine person.
It's true. And I see there's all sorts of reasons people do that. People donate their bodies for medical research. So after they're dead, their bodies are donated. And up at universities, they're being carved up and studied in great detail.
I saw one of those things on Nat Geo where they did a documentary on this. It was a woman. Mm-hmm. And she and the doctor developed not a romantic relationship, but they became kind of friends. And she knew she was going to eventually die. She was in hospice, I guess. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that one? Mm-hmm. And the doctor specialized in this new technology where he slices the human body into these micro.
Yes,
remember that?
Yes.
From head to toe.
Yes.
So she knew she was going to be frozen and sliced. And they were going to use
deli meat.
Yeah, but they were going to use they take scans of these pictures. So instead of using cadavers, they use these high-res digital images of these thin pieces of
people meat.
Yeah, but the doctor, it was weird. He was giving her a tour of his facility and showing her what was going to happen to her body. She was like, she was cool with it.
God bless those that do that.
She was cool with it.
God bless you all.
And it started from when she was pretty healthy to where she was in the hospice care to when she died, and then she was frozen.
I couldn't imagine myself going through a meat slicer.
And then the doctor basically put her in this slicer, and it was weird because you kind of knew this woman, and now she's like in all these little pieces.
But you know what?
It was macabre.
It is.
It was macabre.
But for these students of health and scientists, somebody's got to do it, right? I was reading that. I'm going to get back to the vaccine, I promise. But I was reading that book, The Devil in the White City, which is about, the World Fair in Chicago while there's this mass murderer going on in the city. It's a true story, and it's not fiction. And Leonardo, the reason I read it is because we went to Chicago, and we found out Leonardo DiCaprio is producing the movie and is supposed to star in it, I believe. So I wanted to read it. Good. I like the book. A lot of people, it's mixed reactions. Either you loved it or hated it. I loved it. So anyway, apparently there used to be a big market. This is the turn of the century. We're talking the late 1800s, where there are, doctors trying to learn to perform surgeries and things like that. And they're trying to study the human body, and they would pay a ton of money for fresh, dead bodies. And that's why they have all the grave robbers. And that's why a lot of these people, if you were in a financial situation, you might be looking at your friend and like, if I can knock him off, donate his body, I'm going to be set with, rent for the year or whatever. That was an issue.
Did you ever watch Interview with a Vampire?
I did. It's been so long, I don't remember.
Well, they were looking for fresh.
Brad Pitt,
remember,
right?
They panicked and had to have rats sometimes because they couldn't find the fresh bodies.
Back to my point. Thank you to everyone who's donating your body to science, so we're not all being just, randomly killed for that or having our graves robbed. But back to, there are people who are allowing themselves to be human guinea pigs for this vaccine. So apparently they're very close, and they think
We're very close.
They're going to have it ready to go the first of the year.
It was ready yesterday. Yesterday, Kelly.
And if I remember correctly, because I do not have the story in front of me, and I know somebody's going to correct me if I'm wrong, and that's fine, because I'm just going from memory. I think they said they're going to have about 600 million doses ready to go.
We'll have at least that. One dose for every man, woman, and child in this great country.
And it's, so that's my question. Are you going to take it? Are you going to take the vaccine?
Is Alan Evans going to take it?
I'm asking universal. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I think I need more information.
I'll be honest.
I need to consult with my doctor.
I'm a little skeptical about being the first one lined up with my sleeve rolled up to take the vaccine.
Well, yeah.
Like you said, need more information.
I think that's natural. I think you just need more information. We need more information.
But no cost to the American citizen. But the government paid almost $2 billion. So we're going to pay for it one way or another. But
but to think about the money they've already spent on
the cost of this disaster.
Yeah, the economic stimulus packages. $2 billion, nothing.
Right. I'm just really looking forward to 2021. 2020 is a wash.
No. Light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I always say?
What?
It's either a gorilla with a flashlight or a freight train coming your way.
So that's two negative outcomes.
In the words of the great James Hetfield.
Those are two negative outcomes.
Yeah, you know why I think you're kind of scatterbrained tonight is because why don't you tell everybody what happened to you in Zonut? It's a great story. Since you're on such a roll tonight, just keep going. The one of you.
Okay, I want this on record.
What?
That Alan.
What?
He busts me for talking too much on the podcast, and then he asks me to keep talking.
Yeah,
I just want that noted.
Well, shit, you gone this long, you might as well keep going. Finish it off.
Alan,
no, tell that story. It's a funny story.
Which one?
The one of you bending down to get. Yeah.
Zoe.
Check this out,
let me
guys.
tell you.
Hold on. Before Kelly tells the story, also imagine in the background calliope music playing, guys on stilts, a clown car, a bear on a unicycle, elephants like trunk to tail. Okay, and then in the middle ring is Kelly and Zoe. Proceed.
Zoe's on my last nerve, honestly. I know she's a puppy still. She's not a year old yet. She's a schnauzer. She's the cutest thing.
Best dog ever.
So
smartest, best dog ever.
She's just a lot, and when you have new puppies in the house, they like to chew on everything.
You would too if your teeth hurt like that.
Okay, well, we keep giving her things to chew on, but she still decides she'd rather have other things to chew on.
Bull pizzle.
She likes the bull pizzle. She also likes our shoes, our toes, our hands. She will randomly jump up and just clamp on us.
Not mine.
If anything's on the ground, it goes in her mouth. I took a piece of scrap metal out of her mouth the other day. If she'd have swallowed that, it would have been horrible. She's in there with your favorite leather chair digging on it. And you're not even mad. If Larry would have looked at your
digging on it.
Yeah, scratching it before she lies down. Go look at the scratch marks. And if Larry had done that, if he had looked at that chair, looked at it sideways and contemplated touching that chair, he would have had a fit.
Not true.
So we're drawing the lines on whose dog is whose.
She gets disciplined.
Larry's mine, Zoe's his.
She gets disciplined.
But I love Zoe. It's true.
She does.
So last week, I don't know, did I tell the story about how she ripped the flesh off my thumb when I went to the dog park?
You tell that story.
Okay.
Now tell this story.
Now I think it's infected. So in addition to her destroying all of Larry's toys, Larry can't even have a toy. So night before last, I'm getting ready for bed, and I left my shoes on the floor beside the bed. So I bend over. I'm not, I'm not going slowly to bend over, because when you bend over to pick something up, you just kind of drop and bend over.
So you get your raspberry head moving towards the ground pretty fast.
Raspberries have big heads.
Pumpkin-like.
We have huge heads.
Like the great pumpkin.
Okay. Big heads. So I'm going, I've got that, forward motion. Here comes the big head. I'm going down to pick up my shoes.
Yes.
At the same time, Zoe decides she, in her very muscular schnauzer body, wants to leap onto the bed.
Right.
So
almost like a cheetah.
We collide. She headbutts me in the temple.
Uh-huh.
It's a crunch. If I had heard somebody else, it's different when it's happening to you. You can almost stomach it. If I'd heard this crunch happen to somebody else, I might have thrown up. It was the most, I immediately grabbed my head and face planted in the mattress. She kind of shocked the hell out of her. She falls back to the ground and she's dazed and confused. And I wouldn't take my hand off my head because I thought I was bleeding.
Where are the clowns on fire falling out of the clown car?
My dog
with Uzis.
headbutted.
God. Did a bear on a unicycle go ride by while this was happening?
And it still hurts.
Did you hear?
And my husband, no sympathy for me.
No
sympathy for
first
me.
thing I said was, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Kelly said, "Yeah, I think I'm okay." I said, "Okay. Did you do anything?" No.
What was I supposed to do, Alan?
Okay. That's what she said. I said, put ice on it, take an Advil. I don't know. Are you okay? She's like, yeah, I guess. There's no lump. There's no mark. And I don't have a headache. I'm like, oh, okay,
my
well.
My head is very tender.
I'm sorry, babe.
Head butted a schnauzer.
I was very concerned.
Yeah, it's just one of the many things. Last night, the 5-second rule with ice cream. Dylan wanted an ice cream. The minute he puts it in his hand, he drops it on the floor. 5-second rule in effect, but Zoe, faster than a 5-second rule, gets her tongue right on it. And that 7-year-old just tears.
Oh, no.
Oh, the tears. Oh. So thankfully I had another M&M ice cream cup.
Because
and I thought about rinsing it off and eating it myself because I hate to throw away food.
Dylan likes Zoe, but he likes Larry better.
Larry's taking the win.
He says Larry's calm. He said, I like Larry, Daddy, because Larry's calm.
Yeah, Zoe's had a really good effect on Larry. And going to the dog park with Larry, you have to talk about your experiences with that as well.
Oh gosh,
he's more confident and he seems to be calmer, and the kids like that too. I'll tell you what Alan has liked: my Theragun.
Yeah,
that was my Theragun.
It's a freaking lifesaver.
I asked for my birthday, and I've been using it on my shoulders because I get that burning ache that no matter how many times I tell Alan, do it harder, I can take the pressure. It's just nothing compares to that deep penetrating massage gun, that Theragun therapy. It's the best.
You can't. There's no comparison between me and Theragun.
No, and you finally this week had a need for it.
I had a need for it.
Yeah.
I threw my back out doing home improvement. So I had to get my Theragun out and work on my lower back. And I tell you what, fine now.
Instant relief for him. He was loving it. And I just kind of
that thing felt good.
It's really nice. They have different little heads you can attach. Some of them are rounder, some of them are more pointed.
I got that pointed triangle.
Mm-hmm. And the new Theragun, it's actually a lot quieter than if you have an older model. Some of them, were a little bit louder, but they've got this new scientifically calibrated combination of depth, speed, and power, as quiet as an electric toothbrush. But man, it feels good. Saves you, in the long run, it saves you trips to the chiropractor's office. How many times you just twisted the wrong way and it's like, dang it, just that little catch you just can't get rid of? Theragun to the rescue on that. Alan's back. Literally. You didn't complain after that.
No, it feels much better.
So
I feel rehabilitated.
If I know you've wanted to try it, they've got the all-new Gen 4 Theragun. Like I said, a lot quieter if you have older models. Maybe, you'd like to maybe give that older model, pass it down to, a relative or something and get the new Gen 4 for you. I'm totally on board with that. Soothe your aching muscles and try it risk-free right now.
You can for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So try Theragun risk-free for that 30 days. There is no substitute for the Theragun Gen 4 with an OLED screen, personalized Theragun app, and the quiet and power you need. Starting at only $199. Go to Theragun.com/Lovin right now and get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's Theragun.com/Lovin. One more time, babe, for good measure. Theragun.com/Lovin. I love Theragun.
Well, I want it back. You can borrow it when you're in pain, but it's mine.
That'd be a good nickname.
What?
For me. Just call me the Theragun.
I think it's copyrighted.
Because I have depth, power, and speed.
Sure. I'll let you have it, baby, because I'm going to be supportive like Kim Kardashian.
We don't really have a Kelly claps back this week, but like Kelly said, she's been going to bed earlier than me. Our schedule's all not screwed up. It's just
pretty screwed up.
It's screwed up. It's different because we've been having sleepovers. The boys have been going, and Emma Kelly, they go to bed really late. So I've been tucking the boys in
Falling asleep
late.
with them.
And then I'll fall asleep, and then I'll come down and get in bed about 1:30. Then Kelly gets up at 4 a.m. I mean, our schedule's been so wheels off. One afternoon, was it afternoon? One mid-morning, I can't remember. I was sitting outside having a coffee. I was just kind of sitting there. And I had fallen asleep on the couch. I had slept on the couch the night before. So I actually didn't go to sleep in the same room with Kelly.
Because I learned my lesson, ladies.
So
tell them how I learned my lesson.
What? I'm trying to tell a story.
Well, one time we fell asleep on the couch, and about 1:30, I went out there and said, honey, get up and come to bed. No, he did not like that. Because he was sleeping hard, and he said, I'll never do that again. I said, okay, I won't do it again. So you've slept on the couch many nights now.
Okay, so I fell asleep on the couch, and Kelly came in, did the radio show, nationally syndicated Kid Craddock morning show. So I didn't even see her. And then I go outside after I finally wake up. I'm having a coffee. She comes out after doing the radio show. So I hadn't seen her since the day before, like, I don't know, 8 p.m., 7 p.m. So she kind of comes out.
No, this was Saturday morning.
And I'm just sitting.
Up.
Okay, whatever. I'm just sitting there. She comes out. She looks at me. She goes, "Where did you sleep?" Not even a good morning.
You know he
Where did you sleep?
You know he exaggerates.
And I look up and I'm like, "Well, I slept on the couch."
Yes, because he was afraid I was going to hit him, as I usually do.
So
That's
why did you do
greeting.
that? Well, you had shut the bedroom door, and if I opened it at 1:30, Larry would have barked and woke you up. Oh, okay. And then she just turns around and walks back in.
That's exactly what happened. I'm not even going to argue. Why? So why don't you real quick talk about...
Because that was an accurate representation.
So accurate. You know. How can I defend myself?
Where did you sleep?
Against that behavior. So tell
Although
about...
I don't think anybody believes me, because I did a little survey on if people were Team Allen or Team Kelly on Kelly Claps Back. And I'd say like 99% were Team Kelly.
Really? Oh, that makes me feel good.
Which is very discouraging to somebody who is telling the God honest truth. I'll tell you, it is very discouraging.
Alan, you don't put God honest on it.
That's the truth.
Alan, you can't put God honest
on it. I just did, and I stand by it.
Alan. Don't say God honest.
What happened was exactly what happened.
It did not happen that way. You can't say God honest when you do that.
That's what happened.
Just say it's the truth.
Well, it was the truth.
Don't say God honest, because it's not God honest.
It was.
Alan, that's not good.
Well,
y'all, I'm distancing from that. All right.
All the things you've said on here, you're going to distance from that.
But I don't say bring God into it.
Okay. What?
Talk about the dog park stuff, because we've been, going to the dog park. I haven't been since my injury, but it's been really interesting going there. I'm telling you, single ladies, if you were or single men, if you are looking for someone, get a dog. Go to the dog park in the evening after work. Instead of going to happy hour, maybe you could do that too, but try this. If the happy hour scene hasn't worked for you, go to the dog park, because people post up. They're bringing their lawn chairs. They are bringing little coolers. I don't know what they got in there. None of my business. But they are, and you're seeing a lot of the same faces. So it's like most like the Cheers bar. When you walk in, Norm, Kelly, Allen. Not yet. We're not that in. Mm-hmm. But then they just let the dogs run wild. Everybody's socializing at a safe distance right now with Corona. People are wearing masks and stuff. But I'm telling you, that place is teeming with people.
It's hopping.
But there's a lot of people that, unlike my husband, haven't read the Cesar Millan book and has all this knowledge that he's always dropping on me. And so sometimes when dogs are acting like dogs, people really freak out.
They freak out. They really freak out. It's like, well, first of all, Larry's had numerous encounters with this King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. I mean, he's humped that thing like 50 times now. I mean, the same one. And like me and the owners, I'm like, I keep pulling him off of this dog, and the owner's being really cool. She's like, wow. She knows him by name. Wow, Larry really likes, I don't even know the dog's name. Larry really likes.
You should get to know it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is about that dog, but he gets on her and just, I don't know what it is. I mean, he's got nothing. Why does he do that?
Well, it's a dominance thing because some girls do the humping too.
Yeah.
It's about dominance.
Well, anyway.
You read the book, not me.
No, it is. It's just a dominance thing. He's not trying to reproduce. But yeah, we've had that encounter. So Zoe and Larry were sitting at my feet. I was sitting on this little cement bench, and this dog walks by us and starts growling at Larry. Larry's just sitting there. He was just sitting there. Starts growling.
But once Alan has Larry's back.
Yeah, for once Larry is just sitting there like, I don't know, he's sniffing a poop or something or looking around. And this dog looks at Larry and is like, "Rrr." And so the Larry, he doesn't put up with anything. He's like, "Rrr." And then Zoe saw that this was going on and goes, at the other dog.
Go take up for Larry?
I don't know if he was taken up for Larry or she was taken up for Larry. But then Zoe and this other dog got into it, but they weren't fighting. They were doing a back and forth, back and forth.
They were communicating as dogs do.
They weren't latching onto one another. They weren't spinning around wrestling or
they weren't
anything.
going for the throat.
No, they were just. So I'm just kind of sitting there watching them, and I'm like, all right, cut it out, cut it out. Well, the panicked owner of this other dog runs over and just causing even more panic.
Because her energy, the dogs pick up.
Oh my God. And I'm like, what is going on? And she sticks her hand in the middle of it and then kind of pushes Zoe away and pushes her dog away. And I'm just kind of like, what is happening? And then Zoe kind of just goes about her business. She was like, okay, what was that all about? And then the lady takes about 2 or 3 steps away and then looks at me and she's like, is that your dog? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, he bit me. And I said, I'm sorry. Are you okay? You broke up the fight with your hand. And she goes, well, I guess so. I'll just put ice on it. And I'm like, okay, put an egg in your shoe and beat it. I didn't say that, but I was just like, lady, just relax.
It's really interesting.
Relax.
I've noticed that's true with a lot of women dog owners. You want to protect your baby. I get it. But I've had to learn, I've been observing other behavior, other pet owners and their dogs. And sometimes you got to let the dogs just kind of work it out. And there comes a point when it's like, okay, this isn't being solved and they're getting a little bit too vicious and when they start going to the throat, that's when I have to intervene. Otherwise, I let the dogs kind of bark, figure it out. And before long, they're playing and they're fine.
Yeah, that's how they communicate.
It's just their communication. So that Cesar Millan book, our next door neighbor, she's like, can I go on a dog walk with you and Alan? Because she wants to pick your brain about some behavior issues she's having with her dog. Because I was like, we could loan you the book or you can just get the Cliff's Notes from Alan.
Look,
you should take questions from some of our listeners.
No, I'm not saying
and answer them.
I'm not saying I know everything about this subject.
You know what Cesar knows.
I'm just saying, since I've been following Cesar's advice for these 2 dogs, I've noticed a tremendous difference in Larry. And Zoe has gone from being this out of control, rambunctious. She's still a puppy. She has her moments.
She ate my iPod earbuds.
Yeah, but she is so good on walks. She's very obedient.
That's true.
She follows me everywhere. I can't go anywhere without the dog following me.
Truly. Have you seen people out walking their dogs and when a car goes by or a squirrel or another person, the dog is just pulling and leaping and barking and going crazy? There's no pleasure in that. And Alan broke Zoe of that just with certain,
we nipped that in the bud.
Yeah, it took a minute. You have to, that's the thing is you have to put in the time and the effort. And Alan, would she do that? He would redirect her, walk her off in a different direction, distract her, but didn't tolerate it and let her know, I'm in charge here, not you. And every time Zoe acts up with me, then I have to hear it. She knows you're not in charge. She's feeding your energy. And doesn't every wife want to hear that you're the biggest screw up dog walker ever? No, it's a lot of fun.
Not what I'm being misrepresented.
Here, my thumb's falling off.
Good listener.
My thumb is hanging off my hand.
Never.
And my husband's like, put some pressure on it. I mean? Put some pressure on. I'm like, I'm bleeding out in the middle of the dog park.
Never use the word.
Why don't you come get me?
Screwed up dog.
Why don't you bring the first aid kit and come save me? He says, put some pressure on it.
Put a leash on you, lead you around.
Put some pressure on it and walk the dogs home.
That's what you do.
Do a better job.
Cut your finger, you put some pressure on it.
Anyway,
Evans,
I told that
what'd you want me to do?
I told Alan that's his job now. He is the official dog walker in this family.
There was a good dog walker, his old Coley. He went out there walking the dogs with me the other day. You did a good job.
Everybody's better than me, apparently.
Yes.
But you know what I'm good at? Heating up them Freshlies.
Freshly.
I'm telling you, I'm going to get some more of those. They're so good.
Okay.
But you know what? We also have one other lovely sponsor who's been with the show for a very long time, and we're so thankful for them. Stamps.com. We're adjusting to life as it is right now. 2020 is what it is, but we still need to be smart about how we, conduct our daily lives, how we do business. And if you have a small business, those frequent trips you just make back and forth to the post office, maybe you're thinking, I don't need to do that so much anymore. And you don't have to with Stamps.com.
Stamps.com.
Thousands of small business owners have discovered, really now more than ever, the benefits of Stamps.com in recent months. And I'll tell you what, with what I get in the mail, do you get the emails now that tell you what's coming and they tell you the packages you're getting? And every package I get, it was through Stamps.com. Every small Stamps.com. Everybody is turning on to them. And if you haven't, this is the time to do it because they'll save you money. Discounted rates you can't get at the post office. How about 62% off UPS services as well with no residential surcharges? That's a new twist they added this year. 5 cents off every stamp, up to 62% off the UPS and USPS shipping rates. It really is a no-brainer, especially when you're trying to be safer and staying at home. And because post office has post office hours, Stamps.com never closes. It works when you're working.
And right now, our listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. Without any long-term commitment, just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in sandwich. That's Stamps.com. Enter sandwich.
Official U.S. postage. Any size letter package anywhere in the world with Stamps.com.
Tell you what, Stamps.com gets it. They use that promo code that represents the whole podcast.
Yep.
Not just one member, the whole podcast. 2 people.
Can somebody please?
Well, actually, there's one person on the podcast tonight, but
I've tried to include you, honey. I've tried.
You can't do any right, can you?
No, I can't. It's fine. I don't care.
Babe,
I've had an emotional week.
You do so good.
I've had an emotional week, and it's fine. I just have. Everything just hits me, and I just start crying.
I haven't seen you crying. When have you been crying?
On the radio that you don't listen to.
I've not been a good P1. Babe.
That's okay.
I've got to get back with the program.
There's just things have been.
How's Al doing?
I guess he's fine. We're going to the Kid Craddock Morning Show. If you're a fan of the Kid Craddock Morning Show, we have all been working from our homes for months now. We went back into the office for a minute, but then when we're office around the Dallas area, and our boss is like, nope, the numbers are going back up. Go back home. So we see each other like on these Zoom meetings. And I know when the quarantine first happened, and everybody's doing the Zoom happy hours and they're doing the cul-de-sac happy hours. Weren't we all on board? Weren't we all out there? Woohoo, let's do it. And that kind of the enthusiasm for that waned a great deal. But I still think a lot of good came from it. But we haven't seen each other all face to face, mask to mask in quite some time. So we're doing that Friday. We're going to lunch.
Al he'd wrap a dang brick in a piece of bacon and grill it. Good night.
Yeah.
Every time I see him on Facebook, he's wrapping something bacon.
I know. Al is he's single. He's got a dog.
Oh man.
But he's quarantining alone, and it's very different for somebody quarantining alone as opposed to, you and I have each other with the summer schedule. Sometimes we have all the kids, sometimes none of the kids, and it's just been if I didn't have distractions, my job, people, and things, I don't know what I would do.
Oh, just real quick, and then we'll bring it home for Jerome. But I forgot I was going to tell this story. It's not a great story, but
needs to be told.
Public service announcement. Always put your laptop in a bag or put your laptop in a protective sleeve. Because this idiot, pointing to myself, Kelly should have a T-shirt on that says "I'm with stupid," or
I wouldn't do that.
My husband is a idiot, or
it'd be an idiot.
Well, that's why it's even funnier because it's a idiot. So I was taking the boys to baseball camp last week. We were running late, so I panicked. I grabbed my laptop because I was going to sit outside at Starbucks while they were at camp. So I grabbed it, threw it in the back with all of their baseball stuff, didn't think anything of it, and took them to baseball camp. Okay, I get to Starbucks, open the trunk, and what I realized was that my laptop that was not protected by my backpack, which I always carried in my backpack, except for this one time, one of their water bottles, the lid was not completely screwed on. That was my fault because I'm the one that filled the water bottle.
Thank you, Lord, it wasn't me.
And it dumped almost an entire Igloo water bottle. This is one of these 64-ounce water bottles.
Yeah.
Dumped it all over the laptop. So I opened the laptop, and if you can imagine me standing in a Starbucks parking lot, I opened the laptop, and it was so wet. There were like it was like pouring out of the laptop. There was like freaking fish coming out of the damn laptop.
Mm.
So I panic. I Google on my phone, what do you do if you spill water on a laptop? It's like, there's not much you can do but put it in like a tent position and let it sit. Don't put it in rice. That's an old.
I did that when I dropped my phone in the toilet.
That just gets rice in the laptop. It said you can just put it in front of a fan for 48 hours, but then you're going to have to take it somewhere and they're going to have to open it up.
So you did all that.
I did all that. Make a long story short, too late. That laptop is dead. DOA, dead. Because I took it to Mac Daddy's in Carrollton.
If they can't fix it, nobody can.
Hashtag not an ad. But the guy there told me, we tried. He said, we put a new motherboard in it and we could get it to boot up. But he said, there's water behind your screen. He said, it's basically, it's dead. There's nothing we can do.
Mm.
So he said, that was that. So
but at least I got my money back for quitting online school. So it's going to be a wash.
There you go. Public service announcement. Always put your laptop or expensive electronics in a bag or in a waterproof case. Sounds like common sense, but the one time I don't do it. The one time I always put that laptop in a backpack. Always. Have you ever seen me carrying around a laptop?
No.
No, never.
I know.
I'm so
sorry, and I'm just so thankful it wasn't me.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That's it.
So that's what I call idiot tax. That's the tax I'm going to pay for being an idiot. So that's about $2,500 an idiot.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Alan had like the creme de la creme.
The creme de la creme in 2016.
Oh, Lord.
I got 4 years out of it.
Well, we're not going that fancy this time around, are we?
I don't know. I'm not paying for it. The company's going to pay for
it. We're the company.
Yeah. All right, babe.
Alan.
All right, babe.
We need to discuss that.
Well, this was fun.
We need to discuss that in an upcoming board meeting.
Love you desperately.
Love you.
Love our listeners desperately.
Love y'all.
I love Mac Daddy's desperately for trying to save my DOA laptop.
They tried.
Yeah, they tried. I love Zoe desperately. And I love Larry desperately, too.
Everybody's feeling the love, babe.
Well, that's what our podcast is about. It's about love.
Is it?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, gosh.
But I'm sure we're going to podcast again real soon, right?
I hope so.
All right. Well, in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.
Bye. Alan can't stay. He's got to go pick up our son for tennis. So thank you all. We need to get that jingle put on there so you can hit it. All you have to do is put on your AirPod and you can hear it.
I don't have to worry about
Oh, no, that's easy. You just hit the button.
Isn't that what they get paid for? I don't get paid for that. I'm not a producer.
Alan, it's been messed up so many times.
They're the right person.
Don't be like that. All right.
Okay, I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay. So that's it. That's your podcast. Thank y'all. Oh, gosh, for joining us. Let me see if I can read some of your. I wrote Kelly about this topic earlier today, being alone during COVID. You wrote me? Did I see it? I miss a lot. Thank you, Sarah. Bye, Michael and Julie. Thank y'all. Okay.
Cold like that.
Okay, honey. I thought he liked Larry better.
Cold? No, Dylan does.
All right. Thank you, Anna Lou. All right. I'm going to go read what Michael wrote me on Instagram and do the description for this podcast. Suggestions for a title. Always welcome. Always welcome. A sandwich and some. Talked a lot about Kanye. I don't know if I want sandwich and Kanye to be the title. A sandwich and some rules of doggy behavior. Sandwich and some what? Hit me, because I gotta go. Y'all are stumped too, or either the chat's just come to a grinding halt. There's just only a very few of us here. You know, I was on another podcast today. I was a guest on a podcast, and to get, they wanted people watching it because we did it like on a Zoom call, and we did it on my public Facebook page, and we had in an hour like 7,000 views. So it's like, should we try going back to Facebook? I don't know. Yeah. See, a lot of people saw that, and I don't know if we should try going back to Facebook. It was such a frustrating thing because it would pixelate and freeze, and Michael, I don't want to do Twitch. I just don't want to. I know you're pro Twitch. I know you are, but I don't want to ask people for money. Please, no, don't go back to Facebook, Kathy. You don't like it over there? Well, there's only 4 dozen of you here now. I mean, that's fine. I like being intimate and stuff, and that's cute and fun. But man, a lot more, we have a bigger audience on Facebook. I don't know. Is it worth it? Michael said I don't have to ask for money. But Michael, I don't understand Twitch. I don't understand Twitch. I get invited every day. Cammie sends us a link to go to a Zoom meeting. I click on it. I say join with a live video. And the next thing I know, we're on Twitch. I have no idea how it happens. But I'm going to tell y'all what. Y'all all let me down with the title of this podcast. I'll have to come up with it all by myself. It's fine. I'll come up with something. All right. It is 8:47 p.m. I'm in desperate need of a shower. So I'm going to go. Come here, Larry. Come here, buddy. Come here, sweet boy. Come here, my love. You don't see my baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. He always wants to be picked up and then he backs up. Look at this sweet boy. This is my love. This is my love right there. Say hi, my love. I love him so good. You're such a good boy. All right. So emotional support. Thank you for coming through for me on that. I might just use that. What are you doing? What are you doing, you little stinky butt? What are you doing? Yeah, I know. You just want to love on mommy. Yes, you do. And give me kisses. I love you. All right. We're going to go. Larry's butt is drenched. He's been licking on his rear. Man, this dog has the most severe allergies. Poor little thing. I'd be grumpy too if I was itchy all the time, having to lick my booty. We don't like that, do we, Larry? We don't like that. We just don't like it, Mommy. We don't. She's a sweet boy. So cute. Everybody needs a Larry. Everybody does. All right. My dog, don't shop. Go get a rescue. He's so sweet. My love. He's my little love. I never thought I could love another dog like George. And I'll be honest, my heart still hurts for George. But I love Larry. He's such a good boy. Yes, he does. And he loves his mom. He does. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. I'll see y'all. We'll see y'all next Wednesday night. All right. Bye.